So I brought together a bunch of EU and NA players to debate a bunch of hot takes in MHUR. They will either disagree or agree with the statement that I read out, and then the players will have 2 minutes to debate with each other and try to convince the other party that they are right and you are wrong. I really hope you guys enjoy today's video. It took a very long time to record and edit, and if you do want to participate in a video like this in the future, then all you have to do is be a subscriber, leave a like on the video, and be a member of the Discord server. Now, I have yapped on this intro for long enough, so let's introduce the players and get on into the video.
Yo, my name is Mello, also known as Freaky. I main Strike Todoroki and I'm an Ace rank.
Hello, my name is Styles. I'm a Strike Hawks main and Block Lewin.
Yo, I'm Mysterious. I'm a day one Strike Hawks main, and I despise the current meta.
Hello, my name's Summer. I am a Turkey Army main, and I am incredibly drunk on team heals.
My name is Sun, an Aizawa main, and a top 300 MVP ranking Xbox player.
Hello, my name is Lord Banton. I'm a Rapid Mirror Ace rank player, and Lady Nagant stalks me in my nightmares and in my Hero Ultra Rumble.
Rapid All Might is the most balanced high tier character. Okay, we got a bit of a mix here. Let's bring forward Hawks and Tokeyami to talk.
Alright, bro, tell me why this guy has a 230 instant grab move that has no cooldown. Like, with that movement should not exist in this game.
Well, honestly, I feel like Rapid All Might's kit was mostly designed without the thought of tuning influencing it all. If we take tuning out of the equation and take away the fact that he can do like really insane combos, he quite simply is just pretty well rounded. He has good movement, but you can punish it.
Even without tuning, 230 damage with no cooldown is insane. You can't tell me that you like getting hit by a Rapid My Gamma.
If we take into consideration, alright, so the damage, right? Strike bakugo.
Yeah.
No tuning, does 300 on Gamma. Rapido Charco can do 400, 500 off of Gamma. And all of them can be hard as fuck to roll. And debatably even more annoying.
His is one button, bro. At least with Bakugo, it's hard to hit. Yeah, but his is hard to hit, bro. You can't tell me you can't compare the ability to hit his Gamma
guys,
compared to Rapid My Gamma.
Time's up for you, Buff. Time is up for you, Buff. Go back to your places, and we're going to bring forward 2 more people from opposite sides. Let's bring forward Aizawa and Toga.
Yeah, so I just think bro just has too much movements just for like everything he does. And like the fact he has hyper armor on his alpha, I feel like that's kind of busted. In my opinion, he doesn't need that.
You have lots of cover to exploit with each map if you're going to be arguing about his alpha, because you need to land first and obviously do melee tech to alpha. And his movement, I can agree, is a little bit high, but without his fourth beta, you can't really justify using his special action when sometimes you do need to use it as a last resort to save people. And you mind if we still argue about the damage clause, Toga?
I don't mind.
There are still very other characters that just do an insane amount of damage. Aizawa, for example, like a single level 9 alpha does 210, perhaps 220, but even with Fixer, you can add that up to 240. If we're gonna be arguing damage here, when you're re-engaging, he gets All Might Gamma gives you iframes immediately, and if All Might's gonna be using Transplo, like obviously you could just use your iframes to get rid of most of the Transplow's time. But Aizawa, if he's gonna be using Transplo, he has more re-engageability, and then once you get back up, it's gonna be more trouble to you because he can catch you with Gamma and much other moves like that.
It's
really a matter of
I don't really have an issue about All Might's damage. I feel like if they kept his damage numbers the same, he's fine. It's just like his mobility. His bro is basically playing Minecraft's creative mode with that ability. Like, I don't feel like bro should have that much movement.
Okay, that is time. Time is up, guys. Yeah, so we're gonna end the round here. We're gonna go back to our positions, and I'm gonna read out the second statement. Rapid Deku won't be balanced until his melee tracking is nerfed or his Gamma is completely gutted. insane work. The fact we have some people don't disagree is, yeah, that's insane work. Let's bring forward young AFO and also Tokayami as well. Okay, let's start off with young AFO. You can go first, and then Summer, you can take off after.
Okay, so Rapid Deku's melee and Gamma, yes, it's broken, but it's very easily like counterable, obviously. His main fucking issue is that he can spam his alphas on the ground and keep you airborne for however long he wants, and you can't fight back. Because if you try to, he will
really,
alpha
yes, you are able to fight back against his alpha. Compared to his melees and to his gamma, the roll hitbox is a lot more forgiving. His melee is so fucking jank, and his gamma so jank as well, that if you get hit by either of them, even if you try to roll, it's like a 50-50 chance that it's not even gonna like do what you want it to do, and you're gonna get hit either way.
Yeah, but like sometimes when he does try to melee you or gamma you, he'll go flying in the wrong direction. Or
that's
the
just
gamma, the
game
lock-on,
jank. Every single
the lock-on, you can
that.
roll it so easily if you understand how to. But his alpha, like, if you're in the air, you're cooked. If you're on the floor, he just keeps hard knocking you.
Well, why are you in the air when you're fighting Rapid Deku anyway?
Well, okay, what if he catches you in the air? What if you try to run away? Like,
just
how
iframes.
else? Use your iframes. Okay, so...
Use iframes, die for cover,
what if he just
and then
waits for you?
regroup.
Like, what are you going to do if he can just chase you for the rest of the game?
Then you're
He's
simply
gonna
going to
be
have to
chasing
accept
you
that you
on-
overextended.
You have to wait for your team to come and help you. Like, there's nothing else you can do.
If you have to wait for your team, you're overextending, which inherently isn't a fault with Rapid Deku.
Okay, time is up, guys. Time is up. That was beautiful, but time is up. Let's bring you guys back to the sides. Tech Dabi doesn't really need any significant buffs, and he's perfect in his current state. Okay, I guess some people, they don't know what to think here, I guess. Okay, we're gonna bring forward Toga and Kirishima.
Tech Dabi is just amazing at holding down buildings. He does what he does best, locking it down. Sure, there are people better than him, but he's a good, nice option. You can't really approach him in the building. Right now, I have him over his strike counterpart in usefulness overall. That's really it.
Okay.
The only buffs you should get is alpha damage buff. That's it.
Anything from you, Toga?
Yeah, what I was about to say, he really needs damage buffs, especially on his alpha. Because like the alpha is like a troll move, it's like a taunt right now. Where if you get hits, you just don't really take much damage for it. I feel like it should be more punishing for a move that moves that slow. That if you get hits, you should take more damage for it.
Solo queue is easier than 3-stack lobbies. Okay, let's bring forward Mellow and Mysterious.
From my personal experience, if you're 3-stacking, you have 3 competent teammates you can play with. And although your enemies, majority will be 3-stacks, but usually they're not on the same like skill level, or like they're not like playing together. They're always playing separately. So it's a lot easier if you're playing with your team and you actually know who you're playing with. You can actually win more games and consistently.
I see
you.
I see what you mean, but the thing is, at the same time, they will be playing a lot more together than they would be if they were not in a set team. Like, if I'm solo, I can do whatever I want and get away with it because they're not going to punish me. Yeah, I'm chilling. But if they're in a team, they'll be like, yo, this guy's targeting me, let's get him. And then I'm just cooked. So, I don't know.
Yeah, but like... Okay, no, but think about this, right? Like, even if you're solo queuing, you'll get those games where you get into like 3-stack lobbies or 2-stack lobbies. And then you're just fucked. Because everyone's playing as a team and you have to fight them as a solo. So you're just fucked. But if you're playing always in 3-stack lobbies, at least you have a winning chance every single game. Like, you will always have a chance to win the game. More than if you're just playing solo.
There's more chances if you're in a team. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah. But
like,
I will not take that
win
chance,
more
bro.
games as a trio than if you're going to be playing as a solo.
Yeah, but it's easier to win. It might be more competent lobbies, but it's still easier to win in solo.
Okay, that is time. That is time, guys. That is time right there. That is time. Okay, right. Let's bring forward Jerome and Summer here, and they're gonna... One agrees, one disagrees. So let's start off with Summer, who disagrees.
Honestly, from my experience, since I've been playing both solo queue and 3-stacks for the past 4 seasons now, 3-stacking is so fucking easy. I think my win rate is like 66% when I 3-stack. but at best it's like 15-20% when I'm solo queuing. You just get put against solos so often when you free stack. It's basically just giving yourself an advantage for free.
I see. 3 stacking and soloing. Wait, hold on. Is that even...
You're saying solo queue is easier than free stack?
Alright. Solo queuing is easier because when it comes to 3 stacking, you have to worry about more competent people on the other side. So regularly in lobbies you'll see more agency 3 stacks, which you have to worry about. When it comes to solo queuing, you just gotta worry about having yourself the right levels in loot.
Yes, but more often than not in solo queue, you still get put against really competent duo and triple stacks. While you, more often than not, from the average player's experience, will be put with players who generally do not know much about the game. So you're effectively being hindered by not having 2 competent teammates. Compared to free stacking, where you do have 2 competent teammates, and while the competition is tougher, you have the ability to communicate, you have the ability to strategize, which both provide you with much better advantages than just raw skill.
But at the same time, when you're solo stacking, you're going to be more self-dependent, learning more about how to keep yourself safe and not relying on teammates and getting out of fights more.
But in free stack, you don't inherently rely on teammates. You
that is time,
simply
guys. That is time. That is time. That's time. That's time. That's time. Go back to your places. Getting new releases from the gacha isn't hard. You just don't have the self-control to save for one whole season. Okay, we got a lot of mixed opinions here, I guess. Let's bring forward Twice and Toga. Let's bring forward Twice and Toga.
So when it comes to rolling in tickets, you can get tickets very easy with the license. All you need to do when it comes to gacha rolls and getting characters that just came out is at least having 2,000 tickets to get a guaranteed character or quirk set.
Toga?
Okay. Yeah, so the question is very dependent on what type of player you are. So as someone that wants to get every single character, it's actually like I wouldn't say it's difficult, but it's very luck dependent to get like every single character you want in the game. If you're just going for one release, then yeah, I'd say it's fine. It's easy to get tickets. But if you try to go for everyone, it's pretty hard to actually do that in this game.
See, but at the same time, that's a decision you're making. You're deciding to go for every single character. At least when it comes to rolling, test them out in training, make sure you like them, and then roll.
Okay, that is time, guys. That's time. Okay. Let's do 2 other people now as well. For this one, let's bring forward Aizawa and Hawks.
Ultra Rumble is a game that's primarily built on decisions, and it doesn't matter if you're making decisions in game or in the lobby. You need to be making good decisions with your money, how you spend that money, and all that stuff. So, but me on the other hand, I'm just one lucky bastard. I have friends who can account for me. I nearly have everything from like single rolls and stuff like that. But as much as you would need to make a decision of whether or not you should drink a team heal while your teammate is getting bashed down, this is the same principle.
Mysterious? Maybe we could just keep going and you guys will just get like done, but just like keep going as if nothing happened. Like, keep going on. Go.
Bro, the thing is, if you're newer to this game, like I haven't been playing this game for the longest time, so I haven't unlocked every character. There's some characters that just don't have a banner on the gacha that if I want, I need 2,000 tickets. And like, if I don't have 2,000 tickets, I just don't have that character. Sure, maybe if there's a new release, maybe I'll get lucky early on the gacha, but besides that, any characters should just be easily obtainable. They should not be locked behind.
Lovely, that's time for that one. Strike Hawks is a balanced character. Okay, Mysterious is clearly the Hawks is sprinting into the wall, so we're gonna bring him forward, bro. And then let's also bring forward Present Mike. Who's present Mike? Lovely.
Spunky.
Oh wait, no. Sorry, go back, P-Mac, real quick. Go back. Banton, what character are you?
Lemillion.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, you're on the other side. Yeah, come forward, Banton, bro. There we go. Right, so let's start it off with Mysterious and why he thinks Hawks is a balanced character.
Alright, bro, this guy, he might have movement, but it's like you have to do hella attacks if you want to do the movement. Like, these combos are not easy to do. Like, I can do one beta, miss, and die instantly. It's happened a lot more than you think. Like, if you think he's OP, you gotta be on something.
But I mean, I've seen many Strike Hawks just sort of fly away and combo in the air. They just keep people sort of in the air as much as possible. It just doesn't seem right. Even if you wake up, you get hit by something else, and then you look back and he's disappeared.
You gotta understand how to play against him. I think mainly if you think he's OP, it's because you don't have experience against him. If you know how he plays, then you know how to play against him. Like, use iframes, run away, and if he runs, you gotta let him run. You're not catching him. You have to understand his cooldowns. He's very punishable.
But what about the characters that can't run away?
Well,
If you're a
so you have
grounded
to
character,
understand
how
how
do you feel about
to. Well, you have to understand the character you're playing. Then, for example, Momo. If I'm playing Hawks and you're playing Momo, and you're grounded, you're gonna have to like run indoors. Because once you go inside a house, there's nothing I can do against that. I have to just wait for you to come out.
Yeah, I think time is up for that one. Let's go back to our sides and let's bring forward 2 more.
Alright, so when it comes to Strike Hawks, great damage, great momentum. I think personally, if you think Strike Hawks is overpowered and not balanced, I think that's just a skill issue on your part.
Yeah, but like if we realistically think about it, he can disengage way too easily for a strike. Like for a strike, you're meant to be fighting and finishing the fight. Like, yeah, you can have some ability, but for Strike Hawks, he shouldn't be able to just like zip across the map in a second and you're not able to do anything about
See, but that you're picking a character that won't be able to catch up with Strike Hawks, so...
No, like, Strike Hawks is one of the fastest characters in the game.
There's also faster characters than him.
Yeah, there can be faster characters, obviously. But I'm saying, like, in that short amount of time, he has the fastest, like, mobility in the short amount of time. Like, he can zip from one place to one place the fastest out of any character in the whole game.
Out of any character is a ridiculous take as...
Uraraka, who has instant teleportation, obviously, he can't go faster than him. But his half special action into a Gamma will send him so far, it's insane. What character can catch up? Like, okay, yeah, Rapid can, like, keep up with him, but he's not going to be faster. And he's a Rapid with, like, arguably one of the best mobility in the game.
Yeah, but at the same time, you have tech characters that can keep up with Hawks.
I mean,
For example...
what tech character could, like, keep up with the same speed as Hawks is going?
Tech might. He has 2 very long dashes, and he has a beta that brings him forward.
It is long, but I don't think it's like you can still easily lose a Hawks because the Hawks can go up, down, under stuff.
I mean, just have good sight. That's really it. You just gotta have good sight when it comes.
Guys, that's time for that round there, bro. You guys had enough talking. Go back to your sides, man. Nagant is not overpowered. You just don't know how to fight her. We got people laughing at that statement, bro. And people don't know where to go. Okay, we've only got one person who's agreed here, and that is Mello. So Mello, please come forward. And then we're also going to bring forward Banton as well.
Alright, so look. Playing as Nagant, obviously, she can be unfair, but only in her right scenarios. If you give her, like, the space and distance, she will probably fuck you up and kill you. But you just gotta play correctly against her and use, like, your surroundings to your advantage, obviously.
But she could just make the space and distance herself. It doesn't really
obviously,
matter
but, like,
what you do a lot
if
of the
you
time.
play in buildings and you play with your team and you force Nagant to push you, or you try to, like, you know, bait her into pushing you, you can probably kill her more than half of the time.
She can still just come in the building, drop a beta, and then do whatever she wants and leave.
Yeah, obviously she can drop a beta, but if you're with your team, you guys can probably jump her. Or, you know, yeah, she can beta first, but then before she can beta, you can punish her with another move. Because she's stationary for like a good 2 seconds, and you have a good 2 seconds to do anything you want while she betas.
I don't think that's being truthful, to be honest.
Okay.
And the other thing is her damage output is just incredibly high for what she is. Like
I mean,
me as a
she is a
mirror, 2
strike.
shots and I'm just dead.
Okay, no,
Headshot,
but
2-2-3, I'm out.
yeah, okay. She might be able to headshot you, but in a small building or like the amount of headshots you can get is not that high unless you're versing someone who's like in the top 1%. Most Nagants won't be able to hit their headshots unless they beta you or they hit the melee. But the
But
melee has been
even
slightly
after
nerfed.
that, even if she gets a body blow, she's chipping HP at the same time,
Okay,
which is insane for a
she's
character.
keeping HP, but she gives you the opportunity to get hard knocked and run away. Obviously, she can beta in that time, but if you could like wake up a lot earlier, you can probably punish her while she waits for you to wake up.
And what
You
about
can-
the melee into special action?
So for the melee into special action, obviously you just gotta roll, you know? You gotta roll, and then you punish her once
What,
the melee's in the wrong direction,
with
you
my
know?
7 extra jump frames that I've got on console.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many characters you can punish from the gun. There's so many.
Hey guys, that is
Like-
time. That is time for this round. That's time. The developers care about their game. Got a decent mysterious, not sure it looks like. And Banton switching last second. Damn, okay, fairs. Let's bring forward Toga and let's also bring forward Takayami as well.
I feel like if we're talking about early on in the game, obviously they cared a lot back then. But over the years, it's become increasingly clear that they've started to care less about the community and more on monetary gain. Most of the characters that have released in the past 5 seasons generally haven't been as popular or as hyped in comparison to the ones that have released in the first 5 seasons. Generally, especially considering the fact that we now have 3 Izukus, 3 All Mights, when really popular characters like Aizawa, fucking Momo only have a single skill set, generally shows just how the devs are focusing a lot more on money as opposed to what the community actually wants.
Yeah. So the question was, do the devs care about the game?
Yeah.
I feel like they made the game, so like they obviously care about it. So I feel like that's just a given. I agree that they care a little bit less now, but I say they still care about the game. If they didn't care about the game would be like closed right now. We will be able to be here in the server if they actually
Well,
didn't care.
honestly, just because they don't care about the game doesn't mean that they have to shut down the server because of that. Even if they don't care about the game, they can recognize that because it's so easy to create new content for this game, because it's mostly asset flipping, they're still going to keep it up as an extra form of low risk, high reward income. We can clearly see this through like basically every single character that comes from One's Justice 2. They use the same models, the same animations. The only thing that's different between mostly all of them is voice lines and particle effects. You can find almost every single asset that's used for a character inside of previous games. And
Yeah.
you never see this in most other games. Most of the other times, in other franchises, like Gears of War, for example, they rebuild entire assets from scratch. Even if it takes a lot of time and a lot of money, they're still going to do that because those devs generally care about the player base as opposed to monetary gain.
I mean, if the game is making them money, then I'd say they care about it. Just because it's giving them money, I feel like that's just easy to say. Like they care about the game because the game gives them money. That's my take on that.
Valid. Okay, that is time. So you guys can go back to your places. Deku agrees, Aizawa disagrees. Let's start off with Deku.
Alright. So far, Bandai is a terrible dev team, but they have been catering towards free-to-play players in the recent seasons. Back in like season 10, earlier when Tooling was released, the Bad Batch got an increase in all rewards, going up to 650 and now 900 if you collect everything. So if you were to actually commit to a season, you can get 2,000 tickets per season. In season 13, they added the beginner missions, which gave everyone a free 200 tickets, a free pull for a free character, and overall just extra tickets, and also the free rolls every week. And then season 14, they added the present boxes, which was amazing for hardcore players and people who finished the Battle Pass. Season 15, they didn't add anything crazy, but it was more of a balancing season for that.
Fizz. And
The
Aizawa?
devs have not been committing to anything that has been catering to the community. since season 7, ever since Blue Hawks' release, it's been an upscale of exponentially broken characters from Hawks to Overhaul to Twice, and then so much more. They have not playtested their own characters because whether they test them out against other people or not, that's too much to consider, and they think that it's just a waste of time. So they release these characters because there will always be people who will spend money, that have to spend money if they're just unlucky enough to get crystals, to roll tickets, into getting those characters, because it takes I think it's $88 at minimum to USD to get a full pity roll for a character that you specifically want or that is just released today. And what else?
If that's it, bro, that's all good. That is time anyway, so you guys can go back to your places now. And we're gonna bring forward 2 other people as well. Let's bring forward Mysterious and the young Ulfa one as well.
The game is My Hero Academia. You're telling me that the game of superheroes isn't gonna have characters that have superhero abilities? Like, this game is meant to be played with OP characters. Like, you're telling me you're gonna have
true, but like, how you gonna tell me some of these characters are so like overdone? Who? When was Techmite doing any of this, bro?
Yeah, bro, Techmite soloing young Ulfa One, prime Ulfa One, back when he was a menace, bro. You telling me he's not supposed to do that?
Decrepit ass Techmite.
And then just then
who else, bro?
Way weaker than the actual
But anyways, that is the end of the video. I really
so you're telling me you don't want the superhero? The guy, the main superhero of the My Hero Academia verse, is not supposed to be like that? Like, this is low accurate stuff, bro. One for all Deku, every ability in the game.
By the time the video is out, I do plan
everything
to
of Raw is gone.
So again,
he has like
he's made to do this, bro. They made it low accurate. You're telling me that's not what they're supposed to do? This is low accurate ability.
Made it low accurate,
yeah.
Hope you guys have a good rest of the day. It's been time.
Oh shit!
I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.